to remind you that coming up soon, live rhymes and MCing from ex-Central Tempest, who, who knows, she could be very much the equivalent of Asher Ross over here, once I've championed her. We all know my hip-hop credentials, so good luck to her. Steve Show 6 Music with me, Steve Mush, and my gang here. We've been giving each of them some appraisals. Let's mix that. We've only got 2 left here. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Yeah. That can only be the exciting and edgy sound of sport. Which means Tiny Dan is up for your appraisal. What is your understanding of your main duties and responsibilities?
Occasional whipping boy.
Yes.
I think.
What do you mean occasional?
Occasional because my attendance record is very poor. I accept that. My excuse is that I have another job, which sometimes makes me work during Steve Show time. My poor attendance record means that I'm less of a member of the gang. Everyone can turn on me a bit more easily, makes them feel better about themselves, makes you feel better about yourself.
What elements of the job do you find most difficult?
I think being popular.
That's good enough.
I've had a lot of trouble with that. Many polls have voted me 4th most popular sidekick.
Yep.
On many occasions, even below fiendishly difficult music question guy for fans of the early shows. So,
yes.
I think being popular is very, very difficult.
What's your best achievement of the last year?
I think my continuing excellent eyesight. Because
right, good.
I'm getting on a bit now, and so it's really good. I've still got excellent vision. I could see like 3 studios away through all the windows.
Listen, what are your strengths? Not quick enough, no good. What are your weaknesses? There's one of them.
Well, weaknesses, of course, not being popular. I think music taste is poor. I've had that drummed into me from years of living in
Noodly jazz nonsense.
Noodly jazz is proved deeply unpopular with yourself.
Yes, and the listeners. And lots of the women in your life.
Yeah. Many of them have. There's a long list of women who.
A lot of these questions have been drawn up by them, actually.
Really?
When we play the next record, I'm going to keep going and get pretty rude. But they just wanted the answers. They just needed to know before they can move on in their lives. Finally, what will you be doing to improve yourself?
I should try and improve my attendance record, sir.
That's not good enough. Next, what else?
To myself,
no, just generally, what about your attitude?
Attitude needs improving. I'll read more of the classics. I'm going to aspire to the condition of Rufus.
Yes.
That's all I can do. I will fall well short, but I will try.
You'll fall very, very short. Do not think that you are going to... don't think that Rufus isn't going to have a tough grilling as well. I don't want you thinking he's got it easy. What musical choice have you given to me this week?
Well, I redeemed myself here, because you may remember Mr. Q-Tip,
of course,
who was the lead MC with A Tribe Called Quest back in the 90s. Now, while you were away on your North American sojourn, I was checking out new music much like Harry, and I was delighted Q-Tip was back. And you might think, old school hip-hop man, he's back, it's just going to be a bit tired. He's come back with an absolutely sensational album. This is a track from it, notable for 2 reasons. First of all, it's clean, Steve, it's absolutely clean. Good. This isn't a radio edit, which is nice, because I don't like it when tip goes blue. Don't like that.
I don't like it when any kind of tip goes blue.
Yeah. Was that edgy?
Oh, it's Barrowman all over again.
And secondly, it's got an anthemic Dan is back kind of feel.
Perfect, let's hear it. What's it called?
It's called Getting Up.
Getting up, come on, we're getting up.
That's Dan's musical choice on this week's Steve Show. What was it, Dan?
It was Q-Tip and Getting Up from the album The Renaissance, and that's my hip-hop album of the year, Steve.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, that's all right. Just so I appreciate it.
No one was interested, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So, listen, can we have a round of applause? We've moved into the hub, what they call the hub, 6 Music, and we're welcoming ex-Central Tempest. Round of applause. Thank you so much for coming in. How do I refer to you? I never quite know. I'm always a bit uncomfortable when people have got kind of cool names. Is it Ms. Tempest, X, Central, E.T.? What would you...
I'm easy. Maybe just Kate.
Kate,
which is my name.
Just the one word there not featured in the name, and thus making it difficult for me to know it. But you've given yourself a street name.
That's right.
I understand. And now I was describing you as a sort of poet/MC. Is that fair?
That's
is that okay?
fair enough,
would you say that was a deal? And let me just tell you where I saw you. I saw you performing, and I'm rather embarrassed to say it because it was down at an event they have in London called Po Jazzy, a poetry and jazz evening, and it is so middle class. This event, it's unbelievable. It's like you sit round and you have food from a sort of menu. as food is often served via a menu. But you know, and there's wine and waiters, and it's all terribly middle class and comfortable and polite. And what was great was that you came on and you just, you know, you didn't, you know, you were polite and you didn't patronise the crowd or whatever, but you weren't going to compromise on what you did, which I thought was great. And so I feel guilty that I didn't see you in a kind of grimier sort of, you know, on a maybe a house party on a council estate.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to those sort of events all the time, you know, as you can well imagine. If I'm not in a crack den of a Saturday night, then frankly, it's no kind of weekend. But anyway, yeah, as I say, I saw you there. But is that sort of thing? I mean, in order to do poetry and to perform poetry, I guess you have to sort of patronise those sort of places.
Yeah, well, they're nice. People that run this show are really nice, but it's not a very comfortable gig for me to play.
Now, where do you feel naturally comfortable performing?
With these guys, with the band.
Right, but what sort of venues would you play?
Less kind of polite venues.
Right.
Maybe not a dinner party kind of.
Not because it's very dinner party vibe. Yeah. So
everyone was kind of suited up and.
Right. Exactly. I think they've just come from a bank or the city.
Yeah. It was cool, but just usually where people don't really expect to be entertained so much, and but I play all sorts.
So
of
perhaps like an illegal cockfight.
Yeah.
Or some
pretty much.
such,
Yeah. Right. There.
Yeah. And now where are you from originally?
I'm from London, South London.
South London, right? Yeah. And well, I think it's probably best if you give us something so that people get a flavour of what you do, if that's cool, and then we can talk to you a bit more, if that's all right.
Okay, so I have this whole thing when I'm writing that I really like reading and I really like listening to rappers and lyrics, and I think like both of them, I get the same kind of joy out of both of the things. I think they're equal, like classics or the classic rappers or whatever.
Sure.
So this, I hate introducing poetry, but so I wrote this poem based on Tempest, Shakespeare's Tempest, really loosely. Mm-hmm. So I shall begin with that. I should make the point, the line I was repeating was written by Shakespeare, not me.
By Bill Shakespeare?
Yeah, credit where it's due.
Sure, no, you should actually give massive props to Bill Shakespeare. Let's have a round of applause. Yeah, no, big up the Bill, man. It's difficult because that was tremendous. That was really extraordinary. It's difficult to know kind of what question to ask after that. Where did you get your ideas from? I mean, how long have you been sort of writing poetry and stuff? Is it something you've sort of just taken naturally to? Have you had to work hard at it?
I started writing like raps when I was about 16, so was that 5 years ago now?
Right.
And I was rubbish when I started, and then just carried on regardless.
Now, there's obviously a kind of, I imagine, a certain snobbery towards, people who come from South East London or whatever. The idea that you would, that how dare you would, try something as ambitious as poetry. Did you find that sort of assumption, that sort of prejudice, particularly when you started performing on the circuit and things, or is it very welcoming?
They're all been. Poetry's been really welcome. Poetry's a really weird thing. Like, it's always weird, and it gets weirder and weirder. But sometimes it's amazing, and like, there's many of like kind of cliched poet types that you get. You also get some amazing people doing amazing things. So I found it to be really welcoming, and like in a way, a lot more so than the hip hop scene when I first got into it. So like, I don't know, they've all been really cool about it. I don't know.
Now, our vision of the hip hop scene obviously is what we've seen in that Eminem movie.
Right? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Is it in any way like that? Do you have to step up and just disrespect someone's mama?
Yeah.
You do?
No, some people might have to. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yes and no.
What do you mean,
on a
yes
bad
and no?
day,
Yeah,
you might have to.
Oh, no. On the bad, it's like the idea that it's constantly, it looks very terrifying. It looks like people are constantly threatening everyone, and your hair and your.
It can be like that, but it can also be really supportive. And I think in London, the hip hop community in London, I just think they're amazing. They've all been, they're very supportive of each other, and sometimes that support is criticism, but that's cool. That's what we need.
But criticism in the sense of, why didn't he go home?
Yeah, that kind of criticism.
Sort of stuff.
But it's good. That's what you need, and then you do go home and you try and get better.
And when you see people seemingly just go up on stage and diss someone else, have they carefully worked all that out before they've jumped up there, or are they able to improvise those kind of rhymes?
Like the lesser MCs will have written that out and rehearsed it on their own, but then people who are actually really, really good at it, they don't even have to be that personal. They can just be, people that are really good at battle rapping specifically.
Is that what it's called, battle rapping?
Yes, that's what it's called.
So could you just disrespect me now, like off the top of your head?
No, I wouldn't want to.
Whoa, it's like she could, but she's not going to. It's like an extraordinary weapon that she has in her armoury.
It's not really my thing.
She's like Dirty Harry, the Dirty Harry of words. Okay, so now you've brought a couple of fellas along as well.
Yeah.
So you aside from doing the poetry, you also MC as well.
Yeah.
And these do play live music with you all the time.
Yeah, we started a band about 6 months ago, and this is it.
Great. And do you want to introduce these guys so that they at least get a name check?
Yeah, Ferry, he plays the drums. Ferry, as in,
Brian Ferry.
but yeah,
Yep.
that's Archie. He plays
Archie.
guitar and bass.
Okay, sweet. And you're going to do another tune? Sweet. Look at me trying to sound hip. So you're going to do another tune for us now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What's this one?
Unintentionally, this is also like a literary themed tune, but
Okay.
this isn't all I do. I don't,
No, sure.
as you saw.
No, right, because I saw you disrespecting the streets
Yeah.
and the police and the government.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you were bigging up the streets. You
Yeah.
were disrespecting the government.
Right, yeah.
But so you get political, but this is less politicised.
Yeah, I thought maybe for BBC.
Exactly. Well, we can't be edgy.
Yeah, that's right. So
Alright.
yeah, this is my band. It's called Icarus. It's about the story of Icarus, the guy.
So the we who never flew before could love the war he did.
Brilliant. Ex-Central Tempest. What was the tune called?
It's called Icarus.
Icarus.
The band's called Sound of Rum.
Sound of Rum.
Yeah.
Ex-Central Tempest. Sound of Rum. Icarus.
Yeah.
Is there a way of getting these tunes? Have you recorded an album?
Yeah,
What's the
we
story?
just recorded the album. Yeah,
just recorded it?
It's available at soundofrum.com, www.soundofrum.com.
Right.
And my stuff. I'm working on different solo things, but this album's done, ready.
So, and people can buy it online. They can download
Yeah,
it. What's the
buy it
story?
online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And it should.
Before I let you go, we have a series of painless questions that we ask people whenever they come in, and they're generic questions, they're set questions, so don't feel they've been tailored to you specifically. And it's just in a sense to get under your skin,
Okay.
and just react, instinctively with whatever your natural instinct is. Okay, so first question: what would you ban?
Don't know. Really don't know. I don't want to offend anybody.
Well, no, please, you must. I command you.
Okay. Poorly written lyrics.
Poorly written lyrics you would ban. I think we'd all agree with that one. That's
Is that
great.
right?
What advice would you give your teenage self?
Be a little more careful.
Be a little more careful.
Yeah.
You don't want to elaborate on that?
No.
Okay. Or in case your parents are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
Anyone else?
And if you could jump into any kind of film and live the life depicted in that film,
Yeah.
which film would you choose?
The Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. That's one of the most bizarre animation chicken, is
Yeah.
it? Or
it's-
or a rabbit. Stop
it's like
saying
a hare,
rabbit.
it's like a rabbit,
or a hare
yeah.
or a rabbit, that's right. And he
Turns into
peers
a
in
car.
a window and looks at some kids dancing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that right? I can't remember exactly. It's edgy. Yeah, well, no, why not? Who wouldn't want to live
Off the top
inside?
of my head, like.
Yeah, I love the fact that because you must be the only person who can remember the film Moonwalker. I think we've all shut it out of our heads. What's your recurring nightmare? What keeps you up at night? What keeps you giving you a cold sweat?
I don't know. Being in this kind of situation.
Really? Yeah. Good. Well, you're going to have plenty of sleepless nights because I predict you're going a long way. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in. Six Music. Listen, guys, I really appreciate you coming in. It was tremendous, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully you'll come back when you're superstars. But give another round of applause for Ex-Central Tempest. Thank you so much.
BBC Six Music.
Let's have another round of applause, please, for Ex-Central Tempest. Absolutely tremendous. One of the best acts I think we've had in the hub. And so if you want more information or you want to try and dig out the Ex-Central Tempest album, then you will be able to find her. She has a MySpace page, I think, so just type in Ex-Central Tempest into a search engine. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And you can find all the details there.